ever feel that you have an invisible bully on your shoulder that reminds you of everything you have done wrong? Or perhaps you notice a constant inner dialogue that says you will never be good enough? These two examples represent different versions of your inner critic. But have you ever wondered what your inner critic is trying to communicate? In this video, I will explore how to use Chairwork to conduct an inner critic diagnostic interview. Let's look at an example. Maureen works as a secretary in a busy office environment. Every day she has thoughts of "I'm not good enough" and "everyone else is better than me." During a psychological therapy session, her therapist introduces her to Chairwork and asks if she would like to give it a go. Maureen agrees. The therapist then points to two chairs facing each other, which are placed to the other side of the office. Maureen and her therapist move to their new positions. Okay, take a few moments and see if you can make contact with the inner critic. Yeah, I can sense her. Hi, just to introduce myself, I am Maureen's therapist. Who are you? I'm the inner critic. I'd like to get a better understanding of your role in Maureen's life. Would it be okay to ask you some questions? Sure, that's fine. What is your reason for being here? I want Maureen to achieve more, to do more and be a better person. What type of situations bring you out? When Maureen is at work, I tell her she's not working hard enough. When she's spending time with her friends, I criticise her for wasting time. How are you helping Maureen? I let her know when I think she's going in the wrong direction. I want her to make something of her life. How are you harming Maureen? I only try to push Maureen in the right direction. I don't intentionally harm her. So what we're starting to understand is that Maureen's inner critic is motivated by a fear that she is not achieving her full potential. The inner critic is attacking her because it's concerned that she will waste her life or go down the wrong path. It appears the intent of the inner critic is to protect Maureen rather than harm her, but we need to ask more questions. Did someone hurt you? Maureen's parents got divorced when she was 12. She stopped trying at school and stopped caring about her appearance. She also started binge eating and put on a lot of weight. That's when I was born. I wanted to push Maureen back in shape, both mentally and physically. I want to make her care again. If there's one thing that you want Maureen to know, what would it be? I really care about Maureen and I want what is best for her. I believe she can achieve more in life. Thanks for speaking to me, inner critic. I appreciate it. I'd now like to speak to Maureen. It's really important the therapist safely ends the interview and facilitates Maureen's separation from her inner critic. So after the therapist thanks the inner critic, she invites Maureen to return to her former chair. This also aids that sense of separation. And I can't stress enough the importance of using separate chairs for this type of work. The therapist then checks in with Maureen, asking how she feels and makes sure she's fully grounded. Now, I also want to draw your attention to the fact the therapist is not challenging or trying to change the inner critic. The diagnostic interview is conducted from a place of curiosity and compassion. Via this process, the therapist is also building a relationship with the inner critic and letting it know that it's welcome in the therapy room. Via this awareness-raising process, Maureen can move from seeing her inner critic as an aggressor to viewing it as a frightened part that's trying to be helpful in its own clumsy way. Not all inner critics are driven by anxiety or vulnerability, and some people have an inner critic that's driven by a desire to harm or even kill the client. This part is known as a killer critic. So conducting a diagnostic interview with a killer critic should be approached very cautiously. This also requires a very different style of facilitation altogether. Now, there are many different and creative ways to use Chairwork. So if you'd like to take what you have learned and make it much more powerful, then click on the advanced Chairwork video, which is on the screen now. And I look forward to seeing you soon.